Have you ever caught yourself yawning right after seeing someone else do it? Or maybe, just by reading or hearing the word yawn, you feel an overwhelming urge to do so? You're not alone, and today, we're diving into one of the most mysteriously universal human and animal behaviors, yawning. Have you ever wondered why we yawn, and more intriguingly, why it's contagious? Stick around because the answers to these questions are far more fascinating than you might think. First, let's tackle the basics. What exactly is a yawn? A yawn is a reflex that involves opening the mouth wide while taking in a deep breath, which fills the lungs with air. Concurrently, your eardrums stretch and your eyes might even involuntarily squint. But here's the kicker. Yawning looks simple, but the reasons behind it? Not so much. For centuries, yawning baffled both scientists and lay people alike. Some believed it purely functioned to oxygenate the brain, particularly when tired or bored. Logical, right? After all, when we're exhausted, it makes sense that our bodies would want more oxygen to boost alertness. However, modern research has largely debunked this theory, revealing something even cooler. Scientists now believe that yawning serves as a temperature regulator for the brain. Yes, you heard that right. A tiny internal brain AC system. When your brain overheats from being overworked or emotionally stressed, yawning helps cool it down, increasing performance and keeping you sharp. And no, you won't literally turn into the human equivalent of an igloo, but it does help us hit that optimal mental sweet spot. Now onto the burning question. Why is yawning contagious? Have you noticed that when someone nearby yawns, you almost instinctively find yourself following suit? This mysterious phenomenon has puzzled scientists for years. But here's the cool part. Contagious yawning isn't just a trivial quirk. It's a deeply ingrained evolutionary behavior that shows how we, as humans, are connected. Researchers theorize that contagious yawning might be a form of empathy and social bonding. When you yawn after someone else, your brain might be unconsciously saying, "I'm with you, I feel you." Isn't that amazing? It's like a built-in circuit that connects us to one another on an emotional level. Interestingly, contagious yawning isn't unique to humans. Yup, even animals like chimps, dogs, and even parrots exhibit the same behavior. In one study, researchers found that chimps were more likely to yawn when a close family member did it in comparison to a stranger. This suggests that the closer the bond, the stronger the contagious effect. It's as if yawning says, "Hey, we're in this together." But wait, here's where it gets even cooler. Scientists believe that not everyone experiences contagious yawning the same way. Studies have found that children under the age of 5 or individuals diagnosed with certain neurological conditions like autism spectrum disorder experience reduced or no contagious yawns. Why? It might be because these groups process empathy and social cues differently. This has even opened up new avenues in neuroscience to better understand how our brains process empathy and social interactions. What about those pets lounging on your couch? Have you ever noticed your dog yawning right after you? Dogs, much like humans, are highly social creatures with close emotional bonds to their owners. When your dog yawns after you, it might actually be a signal that they're synced up emotionally with you. Imagine that. An evolutionary behavior rooted in survival, now strengthening the bond between humans and their furry companions. Now, skeptics might wonder if yawning is said to be related to empathy. What about those random yawns when you're just, well, alone? Great question. Deep breath. Not all yawns are triggered by empathy or social interactions. Many are physiological. Factors like fatigue, boredom, or even changes in room temperature can spark a spontaneous yawn. Think of these types of yawns as solitary check-ins for your brain's state of well-being. Here's another mind-blowing fact. Even reading about yawning can make people yawn. Researchers have documented countless cases where participants yawn just by hearing or seeing other people yawn in videos or pictures. So if you feel the tug of a yawn right now, congratulations. You're human, and your brain's mirroring neurons, tiny cells responsible for mimicking observed behaviors, are doing an excellent job. Let's go a bit deeper. While we've established that yawning helps regulate brain temperature and that contagious yawning signals empathy and social bonding, are there any other purposes behind yawning? Some researchers suggest that yawning might serve to reset our neurological activity. After a stressful situation or after zoning out during a long, dull meeting, a yawn might act as the brain's reset button. It's like rebooting your computer when it starts lagging. It brings all systems back to optimal function. And let's not forget our evolutionary origins. In ancient times, yawning might have been a way for early humans to communicate. Imagine you're living in ancient caves with your nomadic tribe. A group-wide yawn could signal it's time to rest, or alert the group to prepare for a shift in activity, like hunting or migrating. If you compare it today, it's almost like yawning sticks as primitive non-verbal group communication tool. But did you know there are also myths and beliefs about yawning across cultures? Some ancient civilizations believed yawning was directly linked to evil spirits or losing part of one's soul, a reason why many of us instinctively cover our mouths, even today. Then again, these are myths, and no, you're not losing your soul with every yawn. Let's wrap it up with some trivia, because who doesn't love a fun fact? Did you know that your average yawn lasts roughly 6 seconds? During those 6 seconds, your heart rate also increases. Think about it. A yawn is basically like a mini cardio workout for your face. And there's an unofficial Yawn Olympics happening every day among animals. Elephants hold the record for the longest yawn in the animal kingdom at a whopping 20 seconds. Talk about dramatic. So next time you yawn, pause for a second and reflect. That instinctive action you just took isn't just about tiredness or boredom. It's a deeply rooted biological and social mechanism connecting you to your own body and to the world around you. Whether you're cooling your brain, empathizing with a loved one, or unknowingly performing an ancient ritual, yawning is a window into how fascinatingly complex and surprisingly connected we humans, and even animals, truly are. And now we're curious. Did this video make you yawn? If it did, smash that like button and let us know in the comments. Remember to share this fascinating fact with a friend, but don't blame us if you start a yawning chain reaction. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode of Why Facts.